Former President Donald Trump held a news conference yesterday. It was supposed to be about policy. Instead, it became a platform for personal attacks. Trump focused his ire on Vice President Kamala Harris. He showed no restraint, unleashing a barrage of insults. Trump dismissed advice from fellow Republicans. They had urged him to be more measured. They wanted him to focus on policy. Trump ignored them. He seems to relish these personal attacks. Trump's behavior is nothing new. He has a long history of attacking his opponents. He seems to believe that this is the best way to win. However, many people find his tactics to be distasteful. They believe that a former president should act with more dignity. This latest outburst is likely to further alienate those who are already critical of Trump. Trump defended his actions. He claimed that Harris also criticizes him. He used this as justification for his own behavior. Trump went further than simply defending himself. He launched into a series of criticisms against Harris. He questioned her intelligence. He even suggested that she would be a terrible president. Trump's justifications are unlikely to satisfy his critics. They argue that there is a difference between policy disagreements and personal attacks. Trump seems unwilling or unable to grasp this distinction. His continued attacks on Harris are likely to be seen as desperate and petty. They do little to advance any kind of meaningful political discourse. The press conference was not entirely focused on attacking Harris. Trump attempted to shift the focus to policy. He wanted to talk about the economy. He specifically highlighted the issue of inflation. Trump even used props like groceries to emphasize his point. This attempt to pivot to policy felt clumsy. It was clear that Trump was not comfortable talking about these issues in detail. He offered few concrete solutions. His remarks on the economy lacked depth. It felt more like he was going through the motions. He seemed more interested in attacking Harris than in having a serious discussion about the economy. Section 4. Inflation fixation. A closer look at Trump's economic concerns. Trump's focus on inflation is understandable. It is a major concern for many Americans. The cost of living is rising, and people are feeling the pinch. Trump tried to blame the Biden administration for the current state of the economy. However, Trump's analysis of the situation was simplistic. He offered no real solutions. He failed to acknowledge the complex factors that contribute to inflation. These factors include global supply chain issues and the ongoing war in Ukraine. Trump's attempt to pin the blame solely on Biden was unconvincing. It lacked nuance. Section 5. A chaotic spectacle, the meandering nature of the press conference. The press conference was supposed to be about policy, but it ended up being a chaotic spectacle. Trump veered off on tangents. He jumped from one unrelated topic to another. He seemed incapable of staying on message. One minute he was talking about inflation, and the next he was complaining about windmills. He even managed to bring up Hillary Clinton. The press conference was a perfect illustration of Trump's chaotic style. It lacked focus. It lacked substance. It was a missed opportunity to engage in a meaningful discussion about important issues.